guys, so this week we had to look and discuss some book covers. So the first cover that I'm going to talk about is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. So I chose this cover because I felt it's very eye-catching, very engaging. I like that it kind of gives a hint about what the book is going to be about. For me, when I look at this cover, my eye is immediately drawn to the boy in the orange shirt, and I wonder who he is, why he is either walking or standing in water, what is he doing with the horn and the golden sword in his hands, and I also kind of wonder why he seems to be walking towards the Empire State Building. So for this cover, I think I really enjoy it. I think it definitely, if I saw this book cover in a classroom or a library, definitely would catch my eye. I definitely feel that adolescents would definitely be intrigued by this cover. So I feel it's a really good cover. I think it really does a good job of catching the reader's interest. Moving on to the next cover, which is Alana the First Adventure by Tamara Pierce. I really like how for this cover there's this contrast between the black background, the color of the picture on the cover, and also the fact that the title is in white also makes it really pop. When I look at this cover, I'm immediately wonder, who is this girl? Where is she going? Why does she have a sword? To me, I think she looks very serious. I wonder what's going on in her life that causes her to look this way. So again, this is a cover that immediately causes the reader to wonder what's going to happen in this book. Interesting tidbit, this is actually one of several designs for the book cover. I chose this one simply because it's the one that I own, but I have seen some of the other covers, and I think that they all are designed very well. If you're interested, you could definitely look up the other covers online and see what those look like. And lastly, I'm going to discuss Persepolis, the cover for Persepolis. I found this one very interesting compared to the other two covers that I discussed. This one is more simplistic. It does not have as much going on, but yet it really draws the eye. I find the contrast between the red background and the white of the title and the author very eye-catching. Also, the black background really makes everything. The black border makes it really pop. And my eye is really drawn to the center, where we see the portrait of the young girl. I think if someone was to pick this book up, either at a library or in a classroom or a bookstore, I think they would really be drawn to the portrait. It kind of gives a hint to who the story is going to be about. And it also raises some questions. You wonder who this girl is, why she looks so serious, and therefore kind of introduces the reader to the story a little bit. To discuss book covers in general, I think having a book cover that is very engaging, very eye-catching is important. Also, if you have a cover that hints at what will happen in the story, that tends to draw the reader in. They wonder what's going on the cover. They want to find out what's happening. And in a lot of cases, they will want to read this book. For adolescents specifically, I think book covers are very important. A lot of times I have seen students during the year that I work with, or even adolescents that come into the library that I work at during the summer to get their summer reading books, really utilizing the book covers as a way to make a decision about a book. I've seen many times they pick up the book, they look at the cover without even reading the summary, and off the bat, that's how they decide whether they think they're going to like the book, they're going to give the book a try, or in many cases they say, this doesn't look interesting, I'm not even going to read it. So in that case, I think having a cover that is really engaging, very eye-catching, one that's going to kind of draw them into the book is important. Okay, so moving on. For the second part of our assignment, we had to redesign a book cover. So I chose to redesign the independent novel that I read for my graphic novel, which was All's Fair in Middle School. So the cover on the right is the original cover, and the cover on the left is the cover that I created using my computer. So I thought that it was, when I started thinking about how I was going to design the cover, I felt that it was important to kind of give a hint about the setting. So the brick wall and the grass kind of hints at that it's going to take place a large part at a school. I chose this cover and this picture in particular because I liked how the young girl really looked like she was thinking about something very seriously, and I thought that tied in really well with the fact that in the novel the main character really has to go through a lot of thoughts and a lot of processing the decision she's making since she is starting middle school after being homeschooled. I chose to have the title of the book on the, I guess, half diamond, because when I saw that shape in the program I was using, it immediately reminded me of the banners that they used during the Middle Ages, and part of the book takes place at a Renaissance fair, because that is where Imogen's parents work. So I felt that by having the title on that, it does brings in that aspect of the story. Using this as a activity in my classroom, I think is definitely something I'd be interested in doing. It really allows students to show their creative side and really show that they not only understand the books that they read, but how important a cover is and how much thought goes into designing a book cover. So I think this could be really valuable because not only are you allowing them to do something a little different and something that is creative, but you can also give your students some choice in how they choose to create the project. You can have students either do it on the computer like I did, or if they are a little more artistically inclined than I am, they could hand draw the cover. Really, whenever you are able to give students choice, I find they really respond well to it. I think it would be interesting to really try and do this kind of two different ways. I think you could definitely have them design the cover after they read the book, and that would show you how well they understood the book and the important parts of the book. But you could also have them, I think it would be interesting to see what they do if they redesign the book before they read it. If you choose to go this route, obviously you would have the students read a summary of the book so that they have an idea of what the story is going to be about. But I do think it would be interesting to see what they choose to include. It'll kind of give an idea of what they think the story is going to be about. It would be another way to have them predict what the story will be about. And always, whether you have them do it before they read the book or after they read the book, you would have the student explain, just like we are doing, the decisions that they made while redesigning their cover. So I think this definitely is a very interesting and very hands-on activity that they could do with any book that they read.